Welcome! I bid you welcome. Take a look inside my media museum at some free 45s that I got in an estate sale. This is part two of two-parter. We're going to fly through the rest of these, and I already told the story in part one, so if you didn't get that, please go back and check out that one. But we're starting off here. This is the B-side. Cruising with the Fawns. I just figured that would be fun to start off the video with. What do you think the A side might be, huh? I don't know why it was in the free stack. The theme to Happy Days. Monday, Tuesday, Happy Days. 1976, Warner Brother Records. Yeah, pretty cool. Pratt and McLean with Brother Love. Interesting. Reprise Records. But yep, the theme from Happy Days. I haven't put it on to see if whether or not that's the actual original theme or if that's somebody else doing a cover of it, but Cruising with the Fawns sure sounds cool. Now we've got a Mega Records. That's kind of cool. By request from the album Help Me Make It Through the Night. Sammy Smith. Don't know Sammy Smith. And don't know that song. Whatever gets you through the night. But Help Me Make It Through the Night, I don't know. B-side being When Michael Calls. And again, I'm guessing at the A and B side. But since this one doesn't have anything really special on it, and this one is actually the title of an album, I'm going to guess that that's the A side. Even though, like, Don't Tell Me You Love Me with Night Ranger, that we just recently looked at, had Night Ranger on the B side, and the album was called Night Ranger, and the band was called Night Ranger, it was still the B side. Now, this one does have quite I guess I didn't see that before. I guess this one is cracked. Joe Stafford, All Night Long. And, yeah, I don't think I'd subject my needle to that either. That's a pretty nasty crack there. Even though it's clean, it's still a pretty nasty crack. So that's going to go over in the throwaway pile. Actually, I got a friend that makes coasters out of these. Just cuts the labels out square and encases them in polyurethane and makes coasters out of them. But I don't think that these might interest her so much because of the fact that they're odd stuff that you don't know so well. But here's Joe Stafford as I Move With You. Yeah. But, All Night Long, that's a Joe Walsh song in my book. All right, next up we got Dwayne Eddy. And I have heard of Dwayne Eddy before. Dance with the Electric Guitar. Oh, I don't know where I got electric from. Dance with the Guitar Man. Guitar Man. Okay, so... but supervised by Lee Hazelwood. You might know him from These Boots Are Made for Walking. He did a lot of songs. He produced a lot of songs, wrote a lot of songs, did a lot of songs with people. Lee Hazelwood's definitely a name I recognize, and he's got writing credits on here. Dwayne Eddy and Lee Hazelwood writing Stretching Out. So this might actually be the A side here of this particular piece of plastic, rather than the other side, Guitar Man. Kind of a cool title. And if this is the song that I think it is, it's a country song, Cool Water, by Bob Nolan. Actually written by Bob Nolan, by the Rooftop Singers. But I just really like that label, Vanguard. That's kind of cool. You know, I like that guy on the horse there. Kind of neat. And the B-side, Walk Right In. So, by the Rooftop Singers again. And yeah, I'm not familiar with them. It's kind of dirty. It would clean up really easily, though. A little soap and water and just wash that right up. There's no cracks or anything, so it's playable. Then we got one that I'm going to have a real hard time trying to read and probably be murdering it. I believe it's in Spanish. El Retrato de mi Madre, by Cornelio Reina y su conjunto. All right, no insult intended to any of you Spanish-speaking individuals out there. I'm sorry about that. That's kind of a cool logo there. It looks kind of like an ace card blended into a CR. And the B side, I'm not going to try and read off. I already made fun with the first side. You tell me how it's pronounced, or whether or not it's even something you recognize. Either song, either side, I don't recognize. Next up, we got Sam Cooke. I've heard of Sam Cooke, and we definitely got old Nipper there listening to the phonograph. And but that's Where It's At by Sam Cooke, and the opposite side of that being a song called Cousin of Mine. Neither one of those songs ring any bells for me, but I do know who Sam Cooke is, and the vinyl is in dirty, but definitely clean upable. This one's interesting. The Astronauts doing Surf Party. This could definitely be something cool. Maybe they threw it in the free pile because it's got so much stacker wear and the label's been torn and somebody wrote the name across. You can't even see who the distributor was. But on the B side, you can see that it was RCA Victor. And I'm not sure if that says competition. Not really sure what that word might be. But the Astronauts, again, on the B side. But I definitely would want to clean this up and give Surf Party a listen, just to see what it may be. Next up, we got Lulu. I have heard of Lulu. In my world, she's famous for doing a duet with Jimi Hendrix of Mockingbird on her TV show that she had over in England at the time that Hendrix was over there before making it big, coming back to the States. But To Sir With Love, that was a film, that was a movie, so Columbia Pictures release. And the B-side of this is The Boat That I Row. And yeah, it's really dirty, but I think it could be cleaned up. Now, that might be scuffs. That side might just be El Toasteroonie. But the A-side doesn't look so bad, so it might just be a one-sided disc for us. Next up, we got the New Beats, Bread and Butter. I do think I like bread and butter. That might be the song. And if it is, then yeah, that's kind of cool. Get for free, right? B-side being Tough Little Buggy. So that's a fun little title. Something that would have my interest enough for me to try and put it on and see what it sounds like. But if that's bread and butter is the bread and butter that I was singing, then yeah, that's kind of cool to have for free. Just picking up and walking off. Next up, we got Brooke Benton, Rainy Night in Georgia. Don't really necessarily know that one. I have seen this distributor before, but it's not a common one. Not one that I've seen a whole lot of. Where do I go from here? Being on the flip side of that one. So we got about 4 more here, so we're definitely going to make it through in this episode. Eddie Howard doing Mademoiselle on Mercury Records, and that's definitely an older classic Mercury, even though they didn't do a very good production job there. It's still there. The B-side being I Don't Know Any Better, and it is scratched all to heck, so that's not, I know why that was in the free pile. This would be another one of those one-sided singles. I wouldn't be able to play both sides of that. So next up, we've got Larry Williams with Boney Maroney. I have heard that title before. I am somewhat familiar. That is a song that I wouldn't know if I listened to it. And the B-side being You Bug Me, Baby. That's just a cool title. Something, again, that I would be willing to put on and give a listen to just because it's You Bug Me, Baby. Yeah, it's a funny title. And again, that one looks good. Don't see any reason why we couldn't play both sides of that one. And next to the last one here, we've got Freddie Brown doing Anillo di Compromiso. But yeah, that's a cool distributor logo. I like that Chrissy with the cactuses on either side. This might be Spanish. Freddie Brown, the title is clearly something in Spanish. Cutro Empadas. Don't know Spanish that well. ¿Cómo está usted? Muy caliente. I know a few things, a few words. And so the last one here was kind of really out of place and kind of surprised me. Falco with Rock Me Amadeus. But you'll notice here, it's Canadian version. Isn't that interesting? And what's on the other side? The American edit. So, that's interesting, and it's in great shape. Don't know why that got thrown in the throwaway free pile, but it did. So, Falco doing Rock Me Amadeus, I remember that being on MTV. Not a song that I was crazy about, but you know, hey, it's interesting to have the American edit and the Canadian version. So, I'm guessing that the Canadian version was first, or came originally, since it's the American edit, and the Canadian version probably was Canadian originally. So there you go. That's the free stack that I got in the estate sale. Next, we'll look at the ones that I purchased at that sale. Have a wonderful day. Wish you all the best. Wish you all to be happy. And I hope you come back and spend some time with me again.